dealing with constructive, trying to make it as constructive criticism as I possibly can, and um, explain the fact that if you're going to put yourself out there as the face of the company or as the face of the brand, be prepared to to be the one that takes all the punches. If you can't handle that, you should not have put yourself out there as the face of the company or the face of the brand. The changes that I think that need to make in order to make the product better. This rolling thunder on rule changes needs to stop if they're going to have rules changes and like keywords and things to be introduced and everything else like that. It needs to happen at the start of the arc and not where we have to figure things out before a tournament. They need, their customer service skills on the forums or in general needs to improve, because if that's the biggest thing that started this FOT incident was when the rules team basically only allows one person to post and trying to get clarification on things, and sometimes either laughs at them or belittles their question. That's not good customer service. And as somebody who is essentially being a customer service representative to that company, even if they are volunteers, they still need to do it with some sort of tact and class, which none of the rules team does. And then that's why you get the FOT incident where everybody just bangs and bashes on Reese because he's the face of the company, and you can't express your displeasure to anybody that could actually do something about it. My part to Zenzer is that he needs to quit depending on volunteer help. That is what? Rackles on tattoo. Oh god, don't tell me they've started this event again. But as I was saying, my part to Zenzer is that he need. God, yes, they're doing that. Oh yeah. Well, now I understand why I saw the sick zombie nonsense in Carrick Station. One of the events in Star Wars is that there is a plague called the Rakghoul Plague. Apparently, it has contained it, or apparently it is spread to Tatooine. Basically what happens is, like, for a month or so, there are special instances that you can go into that allows you to get specific crystals and other prizes, but those those require well-formed groups, and you really can't solo a whole lot of it. And looks like that they've started the event, the Raccoon Plague event, in Tatooine, because last time it was in Alderaan. And I really don't want to have to deal with that, because I hated that. I avoided it because I got some stuff, but I avoided it because of the fact that it trying to get to the stuff that you want is so ridiculously hard. It's retarded. But it's like a holiday event for WoW. If you've ever played WoW. Let's see here. Get on a nice little scooter. But yeah, the whole thing with Zinzer is that 80% of the things that you see from L5R playtesting, the playtesting, the event staff, the people in the booth, so on and so forth. Most of them are volunteers, and if they are paid, they're paid primarily in product and not necessarily in cash. Gencon is the notable exception. Because my wife is going to be part of the Gencon team this year, which is why I'm going to Gencon. She gets $100 for food. They take care of the hotel room. They take care of the hotel room. They buy her pass. She gets $100 for food, and then got like essentially $300 worth of product for the amount of hours that she's going to work at Gencon. She could have gotten it as a L5R residual, which means a copy of every card from every set for the next year. But there's 3 L5R players in the house. And what I mean by literally a copy of every card from the next set for the next year, it's literally one copy of the card. So if it's a unique, groovy. But if it's something that you need playsets for, not so much. And like I said, there's 3 L5R players in the house. So we decided to get all the board games and stuff. So that's where that is. But Raven doesn't get paid for, Raven gets paid in residual, L5R residual for his work on the playtest team. My suggestion is that you actually treat it like a job. Even if it's a part-time job, treat it like a job, because you will get better results. Raven said the other day that he had not, up till now, he had not worked on anything in his whatever he was working on in playtest in a couple of months. And that is an issue. That's a personal issue to me. Because if you haven't worked on it in a couple of months, then that means, there's 60 days worth of development and testing that could have been that could have made the product better. And if it was treated as a job, like I've got to spend, you know, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week working on this because that is what is required of me to get paid. Um, um, I think you turn out a better product. I'd rather have inflexibility. I would rather have inflexibility in a better product than flexibility in a shitty product. That's just how I feel about it. I'd rather have inflexibility and a superior product than flexibility and a shitty product. Wizards of the Coast pays their Magic test team. Um, 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 they, yeah. Um, yes, yes, it is. It is kind of a miracle things work as it does because there are people who are dedicated enough to get it all done. The problem is that when your quality control doesn't, you have, I think there's 5 to 7 playtest teams across the country. Um, 5 to 7 playtest teams across the country, and when one or two of them are really doing what they're supposed, doing what they're doing all the time, you get inferior product. If you have those 5 to 7 teams of 5 to 8 players, as paid as even as part-time workers, right? Paying them 30 hours a week, whatever. That means that they have incentive to actually perform and do their job and do their job well. Rather than, oh, whenever I get to it, and whatnot. Like I said, I'd rather have it as a job rather than as a volunteer state. And um, um, because I honestly believe that if you put this as a part-time job rather than as a volunteer situation, you get a superior product. And we don't have issues like this. Because Raven has, when Raven's gone over stuff that has been previewed and things of that nature, he goes, I've tried to tell these guys, this is bad. This is really, really bad. Or this shouldn't work like this. He pretty much gets ignored. Again, because he's a volunteer. He does not have a personalized stake in the process. And cards like this